Super Mario Bros. Wonder's main focus is the Wonder Flower, so I wanted to see if you could beat the game without using a Wonder Flower. The only way that you can progress through the game is by getting enough Wonder Seeds to unlock the last level in each world. Now each standard level has at least 2 Wonder Seeds, with one of them being locked behind a Wonder Flower. Now you do get one for just completing a level, so I wanted to see if that would be enough to beat the game. Now my approach was not to pick up any Wonder Flowers to trigger the Wonder effect, but I also wanted to get as many 10 purple coins that I could, because you could buy Wonder Seeds at shops with purple coins. Plus my brain sees big shiny thing and I wanted to pick it up. The first world was pretty easy. There are a lot of levels in this world, so it really wasn't hard to get enough seeds to get to the final level. I didn't even have to play all the levels in the world. Now side note, you cannot get to the special world in World 1 without using a Wonder Flower, because there is a level called Bull Rush Express that you have to do in order to get to the special world, but you cannot do it without getting the Wonder Flower and triggering the Wonder effect. That's okay, because I wasn't trying to do the special world, I just wanted to roll credits. Now World 1 was a piece of cake to get to the castle. The flowers were easily avoided and all of the levels allowed me to get enough Wonder Seeds in order to unlock the castle. Now I do know that the boss fight in the castle is technically a Wonder effect, but you don't have to get a Wonder Flower to trigger it, so I'm not counting that. Now World 1 was super easy, so it's on to the next. Now after beating the first world, you get thrown into like the little hub area called the Petal Isles, and you do need to complete some stages and get some Wonder Seeds in order to unlock the gate for World 2. This was also pretty easy. I was able to buy a seed from the shop and then complete a couple levels and be able to unlock the gate to World 2. I'm so glad I didn't have to do the Dolphin Kick challenge because I hate that badge. So on to World 2. World 2, just like World 1, has a lot of levels, so it wasn't that hard to get a bunch of Wonder Seeds. Now the levels that worried me the most were the special levels, like the airship in World 2. Because you would think that the levels that they force you to play would be the ones that they would really put their gimmick in and make you want to do it. But luckily that is not the case, and I was able to avoid the Wonder Flower on the airship. Can we talk about how bad the boss battles are on the airships? Look, I think all of the boss battles in the game are not good with the exception of the final boss fight, but the ones on the airship are just trash. Look, I get that it's kind of like a callback to the original Super Mario Bros. Where you have to jump on an axe behind Bowser, but come on, just like don't even put this in the game. It's just that bad. Alright, now that that's off my chest, I was able to get through World 2 with enough seeds to get to the final castle. And just like World 1, you don't need a Wonder Flower to get through the castle, so we're through 2 worlds. Back to the Petal Isles we go, do a couple quick levels, and we unlock the gate for World 3. At this point, I'm feeling really good. I had no problem getting through the first 2 worlds. I'm thinking they designed it in a way where you could just beat the levels and you'll be able to roll credits on this game. But then, we get to World 3, and it's not looking great. World 3 is arguably the worst world in the game. There are not a lot of levels, and there's not even a castle at the end of the road. At the start, everything was going smoothly. I bought a Wonder Seed. I was able to get enough Wonder Seeds to get to the Midway Challenge, but then the Midway Challenge is where I had my first hiccup. If you don't know what the Midway Challenge is, it is the level with the red mimic enemy. The goal of this level is clearly to chase this enemy up to the top of the level until it can't go any further, take it out, and you'll be granted the Wonder Flower. I thought the run was over right here. I chased that thing to the top. I could not find another way out, so I took the enemy out, and the only possible solution I came up with was picking up the Wonder Flower. But no, there was no way I was done with this run right now. So I exited and went right back in. Lo and behold, there was a pipe at the top of the level that took you past the Wonder Flower effect. The run was saved, but not for long. I was able to get enough seeds to get to the final challenge, but that's where everything fell apart. The final trial, Zip Track Dash. Now I love this level so much. It is really fun to play. Probably has some of the best platforming in the whole game. You get to go fast. You're collecting coins all the time. I got all 10 purple coins. I was feeling really good about myself. And then when I got to the end, you find out that that is not the true exit. Now, if you know this level, you know that the Wonder Flower is in a very obvious spot and it's really easy to get to. And now looking back at it, that was probably on purpose. The only way to get to the true exit is to pick up the Wonder Flower. Now, this was super disappointing. I thought maybe there was a way to get to the true exit without picking up the Wonder Flower, but there's not. I know where the true exit is, and maybe there is a way by doing some ridiculous platforming techniques. I tried and tried and tried, but to no avail. I could not get to that true exit without using the Wonder Flower. I don't really want to admit how long I tried to get to the true exit without using the Wonder Flower, but I've seen those ridiculous runs where people were using the bubble power up in order to get to ridiculous heights. So I tried to do that and I was able to get fairly high up, but then there was an invisible wall that wouldn't let me keep doing bubbles, so I was just kind of stuck. Now, those runs also had the Jet Run badge, so I thought, hey, maybe I'll try it with the Jet Run badge, but I did do some foreshadowing in this video because I tried to go get the Jet Run badge. And it's on the way to the first special world, which, like I said, you can't get to without getting a Wonder Flower. Now, I could have cheated and just not mentioned it at all, but that's not the kind of person I am. So I was stuck just using the regular bubble power-up without the Jet Run badge, and I don't think it's even possible to do if I had the Jet Run badge, because there was an invisible wall up at the top that just stopped allowing me to shoot bubbles out. So if you can't have bubbles, you can't go any higher. I should state that you have to beat the final trial in order to get the Royal Seed that allows you to unlock the final world in the game. So that final trial level is mandatory. There is no way around it. Now, I might be completely wrong, and there is a way to beat the final trial without picking up the Wonder Flower, and if you know of a way to do it, please leave it in the comments below, because I would love to be able to take this video down and redo it by actually beating the game without picking up a Wonder Flower. Now, I am disappointed because I was rolling through this game. I got through the first 2 worlds really easily. Even getting through the 3rd world to the final trial was pretty easy. Now, there is a part of me that wants to see if this is the only instance that does not allow you to progress throughout the game because you need the Wonder Flower. They clearly developed it in a way that you didn't need to get all of the Wonder Flowers or even most of the Wonder Flowers to progress through the actual game, because I was able to get enough Wonder Seeds to get to the final level. I needed to use a Wonder Flower in the level. But I guess with these mandatory levels, they found the opportunity to force the wonder effect on the players without needing to find a secret, and I understand it, but I really wish I was able to complete this game without using any of the Wonder Flowers. Anyway, I do have plans to do some other challenge runs, hopefully ones that I can try and complete, maybe something to do with the badges. So if you are interested in that, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I want to thank everybody for watching. I am disappointed, but now you know you cannot complete Super Mario Bros. Wonder without using a Wonder Flower.